Let's start here. The city of gold is melting. Amid rolling power cuts and water shortages, residents in the north of the country now face scorching temperatures as a heat wave sweeps across several provinces. Emergency services expect the mercury to rise throughout the week. And for many Johannesburg residents, there's no water to cool them down either. eNCA's Heidi Giokos hit the city's streets today to find out how people are going. She's back now in the studio with us. Hello, Heidi. So, let's say it. It's not just, of course, Johannesburg battling with these high temperatures. And we also know that other metros in Gauteng are also now battling with water supply. Talk to me, though, about what the city of Johannesburg's doing about these rising temperatures, because there's an emergency element to it, isn't there?
Yes, certainly. And I must say I'm very glad to be in an air-con studio.
Warm, though.
Because it's very hot outside,
Yeah.
and temperatures are expected to continue to rise and remain very high for the rest of the week. So there's a big concern that people might suffer heat stroke, might be dehydrated. And the city of Johannesburg's emergency services, Robert Mulawitsi, has urged those that are out in the sun not to be out in the sun from 11 to 3 p.m. because that's when the sun is at its highest and when it's the hottest. Another big concern, and I think sometimes we forget about this, Sally, is that you have school holidays now and lots of children are out playing. And the big concern is that many go to these river streams in the townships, all these areas where there's water, and they go unsupervised. And that becomes a very big problem because drowning is something that has happened before. And EMS has warned that people should be very careful, especially children, and they should go to public pools where there are bodyguards. Also, there's a big concern of veld fires, especially where there are nature reserves in the south of Johannesburg. Of course, EMS is on high alert to make sure that none of this happens. But stay hydrated, wear your sunblock, and if you can, stay out of the sun. Let's listen to EMS's Robert Mulawitsi.
We're encouraging our residents out there to avoid direct sunlight, especially between 11 and 3. In the afternoon it's extremely hot. They must take those who are working, on a direct sunlight. They need to take regular breaks, drink, lots of water to stay hydrated. And also, we're also concerned about our residents, especially our elderly residents who are mostly on medication, to try and avoid, the direct sunlight and stay in a cool area. And also, most importantly, now that we are on school holidays, we are concerned about our young kids because they are home now. It's extremely hot. They might be tempted to go to, the nearby river streams, nearby dams. Those river streams are very much dangerous. We also have a danger of veld fires because now that the grass is dry, and we've got a windy weather conditions. Most of the areas, especially our nature reserves, are mostly vulnerable to these veld fires because of maybe people throwing out cigarette butts and things like that. So we're urging our residents out there to be cautious.
Yeah, real implications of this extreme heat, exacerbated, of course, by the fact that many of our taps are running dry across the province. We have looked at Rand Water's website that clearly explains there's a lot of water in our dams. So why aren't our reservoirs full to capacity? Should we blame load shedding, or is there something else at play?
Well, we were told by Rand Water today that load shedding has had an impact on the fact that they cannot pump water to their third pump. There's a whole process, of course, to get water into the reservoirs and then into our pipes and then into our taps. So load shedding has definitely contributed to this. But it's interesting that you mentioned the fact that our dams are full. If I'm not mistaken, Sally, it's at 66.6% capacity.
That's across the whole VAL system. That's
yes.
Right. But some of the dams are, the VAL is at 95%.
Yes, exactly. So we were told by Rand Water that because we have not had our September spring rains yet, they are very worried about the low levels of the reservoirs. We've been told from Joburg Water and Rand Water that the reservoirs, some reservoirs, are critically low. Yes, as you can see that graphic now that's on air, it's overall it's 66.6 and the Vaal Dam is just over 95% full. So it seems as though there is water unless they have not updated their website.
Well, that was actually, that graph's from the 26th of September, so it's not that long ago.
Exactly, but we were told by Rand Water that people are not using water sparingly. people are filling up their pools, watering their gardens, washing their cars with hose pipes, especially in this heat, and they are warning residents to be very careful. What's interesting here, though, is that parts of the city of Tshwane, if I'm not mistaken, the whole city of Tshwane actually, they are under stage 2 water restrictions. This means they are prohibited from filling up their pools, watering their gardens, washing their cars with a hose pipe, and just using water when they shouldn't be using water. So basically, you should only use water for necessities. Rand Water has said that this could possibly happen across the province if the reservoirs don't fill up. But when will it rain? And it seems as though the dams are full. So why are we being water restricted? Load shedding, of course, contributing to this because we've been having load shedding for about 3 weeks, and Rand Water saying it's definitely contributing to this. But let's listen to Rand Water on why we should use water sparingly.
What is happening? Normally, it's a norm. This time of the year, around springtime, we are experiencing a high water consumption. Different people are using water for different reasons. People are filling up their pools. Obviously, this affects our storage capacity in terms of our reservoirs. So we are appealing to consumers, our end users, to use water sparingly. We are monitoring our reservoirs as we go. So the information is live. Obviously, we update from time to time. But what we are encouraging our end users is to use water sparingly. Do not fill up your pool at the moment. Obviously, it's too hot. You can go swim later. Do not water your garden. Obviously, you can do that later. Do not wash your car. Stay hydrated. Stay indoors. Stay hydrated so that each and every person can have water to keep hydrated.
And Heidi, I know that you've spoken to hot, harried, fed up Joburgers. Let's listen to what they've had to say today.
Well, okay, I felt it. Last night we had load shedding from 2, came back after 1 in the morning. No water this morning. So thanks God we kind of prepared. The heat, unbearable. We're sitting in offices. Generators are giving in. So yeah, it's a problem.
In terms of the heat wave, I don't know. I usually adapt well to heat, so yeah, I don't mind it that much, to be honest.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, I can't even sleep at night because all the mosquitoes and everything, you know what I mean?
I've actually just come back from the Eastern Cape, and I can see the difference. You know, there's quite a lot of heat in the area and temperatures, but yeah, it's summer, so let's summarize.
I'm feeling the heat, and I think it's ridiculous that the water's going to be cut. I think, I don't know how I'm going to cope or deal with it. No, we're having load shedding, and now the water cuts. How are we going to survive? That's all I have to say.
No, up to so far, you can feel the heat, and it's going to be more heat. So, coming to hotel, I won't survive, man. Because hotel is life. Yeah, on that one, I won't survive. Because remember, it was part here in the CBD, we can say CBD, we need too much water to flush, to wash hands, those things.
Yeah, water is life indeed. I have to say, why that one guy was wearing that hoodie, I don't know.
I asked him, Sally, and he said because in the office the aircon is on full blast.
Okay, fine. We know that this heat wave is likely to continue into the cities for the next 4, 5, 6 days. Should we prepare ourselves for ongoing water outages this week, Heidi?
Yes, certainly, Sally. Rand Water did confirm to us that if they do not, if it does not rain, rather, they are worried that the reservoirs are going to run even lower and possibly empty. I still don't understand because the dams are full, but Rand Water did say that the likelihood of us experiencing further water restrictions is very high. I just quickly want to add, Sally, that Rahima Musa as well as Helen Joseph, Gauteng Health has released a statement to say that that is of great concern, and they do have boreholes and they do have water supply, but it's just not sufficient.
We're going to be speaking to the Gauteng Health Department about exactly that issue later in the program, also Rand Water, and we're going to ask, what's the problem? Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with all the heat.